Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So the synopsis of the whole Adi Leela is given by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Thakur. So that will one time do the revision again. What is there in the Adi Leela? And then from tomorrow onwards, we'll take Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Leela. Is it okay with all of you? If it is okay, then I will take from Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Yes, Mataji.
Because
Yes,
if we do
Mataji.
that, then there will be a revision. So, and it will be understood more nicely. So there are certain leelas which Vrindavan Das Thakur, though the book will not be with you, but try to get the verses if possible. So we can display the verses. And I have Chaitanya Bhagavat book with me. So we'll try to do the leela. There are certain leelas which Vrindavan Das Thakur has very elaborately explained. So we'll go through all those verses again. So I am retaking the 312 onwards because there's again a repetition. Even in the scripture of Bhagavatam, if you see in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, there are certain things which is repeatedly told. This repetition makes that subject enter our consciousness very nicely. That is why there is a repetition of the subject. It also emphasizes how important it is. Like I still remember in a childhood, my mother used to say, read loudly, read loudly. In Tamil it is padi, whole time padi. So then why mothers go on telling the same thing? Open your mouth and read. Even other mothers also in their own respective languages, they speak this. That means the thing which is again told, that emphasizes the subject. In the same way, again now the repetition is there. What is there in these chapters? Okay. 313 speaks about, I'm not reading the verse, I'm just 313 speaks about how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is going to enumerate. That means he is going to speak about all the chapters. What are there in what chapters? So if we see, there are 17 chapters in Adi Leela. The first chapter, there is obeisances to the spiritual master. Who is spiritual master? Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, all have been emphasized. So that is how we can invoke auspiciousness. Prathama Paricheda Teiru Mangalacharana. Mangalacharana means invoking auspiciousness. By paying obeisances to the spiritual master, invoking auspiciousness. So that description is there in the Adi Leela. Then what is there in the second chapter? In the Adi Leela first chapter, invoking auspiciousness is there. In the second chapter, what is there? Chaitanya Tattva is there. Chaitanya Tattva, the truth about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That he is actually Nanda Baba's son, Krishna himself, Supreme Personality of God. So Chaitanya Tattva is there. Now in the third chapter, describes the reasons of his appearance. What are the causes? The general cause of his appearance. So third chapter is describing how he appeared to Mother Sachi, but what is the cause of his appearance? That has been described. Chaitanya Tattva in the second chapter, that he is Krishna himself, but why did he take the form of Chaitanya or the mood of Chaitanya? And in this way, general reason has been described. That means external reason. The third chapter actually speaks about how he appears to distribute the love of Godhead. So if you want to know the external appearance, external reason, immediately we should understand where it is placed. Adi Leela, third chapter. If you want to explain somebody external reason of Chaitanya's appearance, we should go to Adi Leela, third chapter. Internal reason, fourth chapter. That means he wants to taste his own mellows. Why is taking the mood of Radharani? What is the purpose? External is Radharani is very very compassionate. He is also showing his compassion. In the Krishna Leela, he has blocked his compassion. How he blocked his compassion? By the word ye yathamam, by the words ye yathamam prapadyante. He has not really shown his compassion. But here, compassionate, the compassionate emblem, you can say the personification of compassion is Srimati Radharani. So that has been given in 3rd chapter. In the 4th chapter is, he wants to taste. What is the internal reason? He wants to taste that love of Srimati Radharani. The greatness, the love, the depth, everything. And what is there in Panchama, 5th chapter? Nityananda Tattva is there. So who is Nityananda Prabhu? He is son of Rohini, Balaram. 6th chapter speaks about Advaitacharya. 7th chapter speaks about Gadadhar Srivas. In fact, 7th chapter speaks about all the Panchatattvas and how they all appear to give love of God, to distribute love of Godhead everywhere. There we found the branches and all those things were there. The 7th chapter described about the Panchatattva. And then 8th chapter is giving the reason for describing Chaitanya's pastime. It also describes the greatness of Holy Leela, a holy name. Why we have to hear what are the reasons of Chaitanya's pastimes? Why did he do all these activities? And then why is it that he is distributing the holy name? What is the greatness of holy name? So why? Why means reasons. Reasons for describing. Then the 9th chapter, till how many verses yesterday was done? 303 bol?
25, Mata, 325.
Okay. The 9th chapter now is describing about the desired tree of devotional service and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the gardener. Now still that branches have not come. Branches is going to start now. In the 8th chapter, what was there? The greatness of the holy name and why we should all know the Chaitanya's pastimes. And Chaitanya himself is the gardener that has been described. Now 10th chapter starts with us branches, sub-branches and everything. Main trunk, branches, sub-branches that has been spoken. 324 is describing about Nityananda Prabhu's branch. 12th chapter is describing about Advaitacharya's branch. Now 325. Trayodashe Mahaprabhura Janma Vivarana Krishna Nama Sahaiche Prabhura Janama. Now till 12th chapter, all these branches and all are described. In the 13th chapter, we found the birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and how it appeared. Everybody was chanting all over the universe because it was Grahan, it was Chandra Grahan. So everybody was taking bath and the Grahan, the eclipse was over and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is born. And here the chanting of the holy name of Krishna is going on. So in this way, the birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how auspicious it is. Even it is a Chandra Udaya Mandir, Chandrodaya. It is not Chandrodaya. Mayapur Chandra Udaya temple. Generally, people say Mayapur Chandrodaya. It is not the rising of Mayapur moon. It is the rising of Maya, the moon of Mayapur. Who is the moon of Mayapur? That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is why when he appeared, there was an eclipse. It is said the moon was ashamed to show his face to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so radiant, so beautiful, so wonderful. The moon at least has marks on his body. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so effulgent. And that to Gauranga, Gauravarna, taking the Swarupa of the color of Chaitanya, of Srimati Radharani, mood of Radharani. It looks so beautiful that the moon becomes ashamed. That is why there is an eclipse. That's why it is Mayapur Chandra. Mayapur Chandra means the moon of Mayapur. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance that has been described in the 14th chapter. Sorry, in the 13th chapter. The 13th chapter describes the birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and how simultaneously there was chanting of the holy name. That means the purpose of his appearance um, has been emphasized right from his birth. Now, 326th verse. Chaturdashe abalyah leelara kichu vivarana panchadashe पौगंड चतुर्दशे बाल्यलीलार किचुवर्ण पंचदशे पौगंडः लीलार संक्षेपे कथन 14th chapter is describing the childhood pastimes. So we have seen many childhood pastimes. But those pastimes will be elaborately described by Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat. In Chaitanya Chaitamrit, childhood pastimes are not very elaborately described. In fact, post-sannyas pastimes, they are described very elaborately. Pre-sannyas types pastimes that has been described by Vrindavan Das Thakur very elaborately. But a synopsis or a glimpse has been given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. In that, some leelas which Vrindavan Das Thakur has not taken, just tries to cover it up. Panchatase Paugandaha Leelara Sanshepe Kathana. So 15th chapter is describing the Lord's boyhood pastimes. Pauganda. So it is Balya, Pauganda, Yauvana. These avasthas are very important. And in these avasthas, Janaki Pandit says how to behave with the children. That is actually the parenting. What is art of parenting? Art of parenting, I'm going a little away from the topic, but we should know what is art of parenting. Art of parenting means understanding how to grow the children in different avasthas, in different periods. If we know that art, if we understand, then the child, there is no problem when the children grow big. So it is very clearly told that 1 to 5 years, this is Balya Leela, the father and mother should focus on the child because they need attention at that time. Whole focus. But that is the need of the house. What is that need? They want attention. And one has to do that. Mother's attention, father's attention. They like to hear the stories. They like to go on eating variety things. Anna kosha develops at that time. So attention of father and mother. It is not that mother goes to the office, leaves the child in the care of grandfather, grandmother. No. Because that strength, the father, the grandfather, and the grandmother, they don't have that much strength to solve each doubts of the children. They have so many doubts. They go on talking. That much patience, the grandfather, grandmother, they don't have. And that authority of scolding them is also not. Even a mother scolds. Actually, you should not scold the child. Even if the mother scolds a little baby, I don't do this, in a small way. The child likes to hear. But that also grandfather, grandmother will not like to do because they love the grandchild so much. So that is why father and mother's attention is very required, very much required in this avastha that is known as Balya Leela. And enjoying their childhood pastimes also. Actually, you give the birth to the child so that you also enjoy with the child. They go on talking something, they tell the shlokas, you teach them the shlokas, they speak in their very beautiful way, especially when they start walking. You should relish this. Mothers should relish. Until unless it's an emergency, that there is no income in your house, then go to work. If everything is there, then the greed should not be there. It's actually greed and uh, and not taking the responsibilities, lack of responsibilities. So that is why they want to work. You can be satisfied with one room kitchen also. We can be satisfied with one room also. But we want to grow. That is why we just want more and more. So we have lost that Balya Leela. Every child, actually, till 5 years, Srila Prabhupada says, consider the child like Krishna. So they play like Krishna. They look like Krishna. One of the Mataji asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when I'm making bhogas for Lord, my child comes and eats. I'm finding very difficult. And I'm not able to chant also properly. My sadhana is also not happening properly. I'm thinking, why did I get married? Prabhupada said, consider the child as Krishna. That is enough. That is your sadhana now. And when he is eating before you are offered, that food does not become jhuta. See how practically Srila Prabhupada. Because children are very, very pure. Even if they have touched, that doesn't become jhuta. When the children are small, fathers should love the child, mothers should love the child. Ample love should pour from your heart. And you should go on seeing their small, when they speak broken languages. It's very nice to hear. This much if you have put attention, then you'll say, okay, till the 5 years, I will not go to office. After that, I am free, I'll go. No, this is the time now, 6 years onwards, your real pariksha starts. 6 years onwards to practically 10 to 11 years, 11 to 12, you can say. That is the time your Auganda Avastha of the children have started. That is the time their Jnana Kosha increases. Prana Kosha, Jnana Kosha, both. Prana Kosha, Jnana Kosha. That is time they want to do something or the other. They are very, very active. And it is expertise of a mother. See, father cannot sit at home. If father has to sit at home, mother has to go to office. The patience, how much mother has, that much father doesn't have. It's a simple understanding because every body has been given certain wonderful qualities. So if the mother is busy engaging the children, that is the time they need engagement. It's the time prana kosha. They want to be active. What we do, we just on the TV and make them sit. So the time when they have to think, their thinking power starts. They want to do physical activities. We don't allow them to go out. On top of that, there are situations like Corona, sit at home. What they will do? Either hear the gossip of father and mother, or see the fight of father and mother, or just watch the TV and sit. Children have to be active at that time. Here, active means you should involve them. Okay, come, help me in cooking, cut this vegetable. Okay, pota maro. Something, some activity or the other. Or give them some craft, teach them some craft, make them do some drawing, make them go and play outside. Especially if you go to the villages, the children go and brush the cows, they come and clean the goshala. They are so much, they are so active. Seeing them, I always think these urban children are so dull-headed. Why all the time they play with the mobile? Mothers give them the mobile. Very nice thing to remove all their energy. The time when they should be energetic, we are very expert to remove their energy. How? Mobile. The most stupid thing. If TV is called as an idiot box, then what should be the name for the mobile? Mhm. It should be Maha idiot box, Maha idiot thing. And you give, they go on watching. Now, Jnana Kosha, they want to know more. So, what you have given? The most dirtiest thing by which they will like to know more and more. That is the time. All dirtiness also is also Jnana only. Na? There are two types of Jnana. One is Avidya, one is Vidya. Because our care is not there, our dhanam is not there, and we don't know how to keep them active, they go and fall in a wrong process or a path. So then Jnana Kosha, they always want to know some answers. They will go on asking questions. It starts actually from 4 years, 3 years, 4 years onwards. But that is the highest when they come to the Pauganda Avastha, that is the time they go on asking. You must be available to hear them. It is not that you have to give perfect answer or you are all knowledgeable, that you know everything. At least you should hear them, and when you start speaking something which actually you really don't know, by the time next question is formed by them. That is what they want. They just want ears to hear. Mummy, mere friend ne aise kiya, waise kiya. They come and complain something. They just want availability of parents. And that is the time you should guide them also. That is the time, spare the rod, spoil the child. If we don't correct them, correct their mistakes, then spare the rod, spoil the child. Because when they are very small, you shout at them because you don't have patience. Now they are little grown up, then you give whatever they want. Instead of guiding them, this is not good, that is not. Papa, I want burger. Okay, burger. I want this. Why? You don't have patience to teach them. You just want to get rid of them. Because by the time they come from the office, mother come from the office, she's so tired, she doesn't have patience, father doesn't have patience. So what happens? The whole house is messed up. They give whatever comes. And in this way, spoil the child. So when the Jnana Kosha, at that time when they are inquisitive to know why mother I should not eat burger, okay. If you don't have an answer, you should ask at least the knowledgeable people. Okay, why mother I should not see TV? There may be many whys. Why? What is this? What is that? Why? That's like one question was there. Why patram pushpam phalam toyam? If we pluck out the flowers, is not the plant hurt? On the cost of hurting a plant, Krishna is asking the flowers. This was a question by a little girl. So her question has to be solved. There is an answer for every question. So there will be many whys. They will not take it up as if you teach them Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam or any other shloka, they will ask you many reasons. And if you don't know, you should also be inquisitive to know that from your authorities. That is why that time, as much as the mother should be, as much as the child is inclined to know, mother and father also should know the answers to give. That is why Guru is very much important. Then comes your Pauganda is over now. Yauvan Avastha has started. For the girls, it is very early, 12, 13 years. They are very much matured enough to know many things. So that is the time that Yauvan Avastha starts. The boys are a little bit childish. For them, like 14 years onwards. But the girls are very expert, even from 10th standard, 10 years itself, they know many things. So that is the time, Yauvan Avastha. Now they are maturing. They are growing big. That is the time they seek their own answers. Vijnana Kosha starts. Vijnana Kosha. Putting into practice Vijnana. How you have built them, that is going to be put in practice by them. How you have nurtured them, that is the time that the child puts that in practice. That is Vijnana, Vishesha Rupena Jnana, that is putting in practice. So if we have left these two ages, in the Yavana Avastha, you are helpless. Your child will start screaming at you because you did not pay attention. They will try to empower because they are putting in practice now. They are smart. They don't want to be dependent. So that is why it is said, if you don't put your attention to the child till 15, then after 15, where you should be friend of your child. It is said in English, there is a nice proverb. Now the father's shoes, the child's shoes becomes, father also can put something like father's shoe, something is a very nice proverb. I don't know, I'm not remembering. Now both can share each other's shoes. That means now there should be a cordial relationship, friendly relationship. And when it can happen, when the father and the mother see that the children are doing exactly what they want, not going against it, that time they feel very contented. Now you will say, yes, I'm also contented. My contented. My child is also not disturbing. Whole time she is in her own world, seeing TV. I am also very happy. There are contentment in different ways. But as a devotee, what should be the contentment? Yes, my child is also progressing in devotional service. They are not going to disturb you. They will be in their own college life. Some may be drug addicts also. Some may be talking to their boyfriends because they don't need you now. So you will say, he's not disturbing. I am in my own world. He's in my own world. We are all very contented. That is not contentment. That is fooling each other. The child is fooling you and you are fooling the children. So that is why after 15 years, when they, especially when the 12 years start, they start doing what you have taught them. They get that Ananda Kosha. Ananda Kosha starts from 18 years. They feel contented. Ananda Kosha. Or he will also be in frustration, dissatisfaction. Sometimes you see the children committing suicide. Why? What is the reason? So many from the birth. Who is the cause? Working ladies are the cause. Simple. Working ladies. I will not blame the fathers. Working ladies are the cause. You work, and then you don't pay attention to the children. That is the cause. Sometimes fathers are also cause. If the fathers are not doing their duty and having some affairs outside, they are not even helping the mothers to do. They are also the cause. So that is why grahastha life means husband and the wife both should work each other to give culture to the children. It is not just the task of mother, it is a task of father also. But the responsibility lies on the head of mother. So in this way, this I just went a little out of topic because these topics are very, very important for a devotee to grow their children in devotional life. It is not that I am doing, I should get it done also. षोडश परिच्छेदः कैशोरलीलार उद्देशे उद्देश सप्तदशे यौवनलीला कहिलो विशेष. In the 16th chapter, the Kishore Leela has been described. 17th chapter, Yauvana Leela has been described. Kishore Leela means Pauganda 5 to 10. Kishore is 11 to 15. Then starts the Yauvana pastimes. यही सप्तदश प्रकार आदि लीलार प्रबंध द्वादश प्रबंध तर्टे थाटे ग्रंथ मुखबंध. So these are the 17 varieties of subjects in the first canto, which is known as Adilila. 12 of these constitute the preface of this scripture. Pancha prabhande pancharasera charitah sanshepe kahilu yati na kahilu visrutah vishruta. So after the chapters of the preface, I have described 5 transcendental mellows in 5 chapters. I have described them very briefly rather than expansively. Vrindavan Dasa Iha Chaitanya Mangale Vistari Varanila Nityananda Gyabale. So by the order and strength of Nityananda Prabhu, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has elaborately described in his Chaitanya Mangal all that I have not. So initially it was called as Chaitanya Mangal. Afterwards, the same work is known as Chaitanya Bhagavad. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Leela Adbhuta Anantaha Brahma Shiva Sheshayandra Nahi Payanta. The pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are Adbhuta, wonderful, Ananta, unlimited. And Nahi Payanta, Brahma Shiva Sheshanaga, they cannot find their end. That means unlimited. Krishna Anantaha, Krishna's Leela also is Ananta. Ye Ye Amshakahe Shmi Ye Se Dhanya Achire Milibe Tare Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Whoever describes, anyone who describes, hears any part of this elaborate subject will very soon receive the costless mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Dvaita Nityananda Shri Vasa Gadadharadi Yata Bhakta Vrinda. So the author again describes the Panchatattva. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasa and all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yata Yata Bhakta Gana Vaishye Vrindavane Namrahana Shire Dharo Nasabar Charane. I offer my respectful obeisance to all the residents of Vrindavan. I wish to place their lotus feet on my head in great humbleness. Shri Sarupa Shri Rupa Shri Sanatana Shri Raghunatha Das Ara Shri Jiva Charana Shire Dhari Vandon नित्य करोन दान आश चैतन्य चैतामृत को है कृष्णदास. I wish to place the lotus feet of the Goswamis on my head. Shire Dhari Bandhu. Their names are Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami. Placing the lotus feet on my head, always hoping to serve them. I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. So taking again the blessings of starts with taking blessings, ends also with taking blessings, because the knowledge is also given by Krishna and it has to be placed in the lotus feet of Krishna. The same the knowledge is also given by the mercy of Acharyas. It has to be placed in the lotus feet of Acharyas. The potency to do anything is also given by the spiritual master, and the credit also goes to the spiritual master. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose to Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 17th chapter, describing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. End of Adilila. So tomorrow onwards we'll do Chaitanya Mangal, or now which is known as Chaitanya Bhagavat. Any doubts?
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम माता जी। मेरे पास चैतन्य भागवतम बुक है, मगर उसमें वर्सेस नहीं है।
तो वर्सेस वाला ही रहता है, वो संक्षेप में दिया हुआ है, वर्सेस वाले ही बुक रहते हैं।
हरे कृष्णा, वो बुक में भी रिफर कर सकते हैं माता जी, मतलब वो वर्सेस का ही ट्रांसलेशन होगा, ऐसा होगा माता जी वो बुक में?
वर्सेस रहेगा, उसके साथ ट्रांसलेशन रहता है। कल दिखाऊंगी आप लोगों को बुक, ठीक है?
ओके माता।
हरे कृष्णा। माता जी, आई जस्ट वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि जैसे एक पेरेंट के जैसे 6 बच्चे हैं, है ना? So the treatment given by the parent or the knowledge given by the parent or the upbringing is same. तो उसमें माता जी what is the reason that कोई एक आध बच्चा जो होता है वो सात्विक होता है या वो डिवोशन में जाता है और बाकी 5 जो है वो एथिस्ट हो जाते हैं? मतलब ये किस चीज पे डिपेंड है, ये किस पे आधारित है?
आपने अपना कर्म किया, ठीक है, आपने अपना ड्यूटीज कर लिया, 6 को अभी कितना नरिशमेंट दिया है एक एक को, उसके ऊपर भी निर्भर है। 6वां आते आते माता पूरा ताकत चले जाता है, लेकिन फिर भी उन्होंने प्रयास तो किया है, लेकिन उसके पीछे उसका कर्म भी तो है ना, उस व्यक्ति का भी कर्म ही है ना। तो एक को बहुत ही अच्छा सब कुछ मिला है, उसका ध्यान मिला है, सब मिला। क्यों मिला? बीजम कूटम, यहाँ कूटम, उसके माता पिता उसको पूरा ध्यान दे रहे हैं। क्यों दे रहे हैं? उसके प्रारब्ध में ऐसा है, उसके प्रारब्ध में है भक्ति, तब जाकर सभी को वहां भक्ति मिलती है। तो वो प्रारब्ध है। कैसे अभी आपको बताती हूँ।
मतलब one cannot create a devotee, it is by prarabdha,
but it is like mercy of the spiritual master creating a devotee or imbibing devotion। एक होता है प्रारब्ध, दोनों चीज हो सकता है। जैसे अभी श्रील प्रभुपाद जब पाश्चात्य देश में गए थे, उनके पास कोई प्रारब्ध नहीं था, सबके सब ड्रगडिस्ट थे, लेकिन प्रभुपाद जाकर ही उनको डिवोशनल बीज दे दिए। तो गुरु की कृपा से भी एकदम नालायक व्यक्ति भी लायक बन जाता है। और एक को प्रारब्ध है।
माता जी मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन यही था। हाँ,
एक को है, एक को भाग्य है, एक तो बेचारा भाग्य है, लेकिन फिर भी गुरु की कृपा से उसको भाग्य मिल गया है।
हाँ जी,
इसीलिए लास्ट में क्या कर रहे हैं
माता जी नेक्स्ट। हाँ,
कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी क्या कर रहे हैं? हर चीज गुरु को अर्पण करते हैं, और अगर उनको श्रेय भी देना है, अब उन्होंने ये पूरा लिखा भी है, तो क्या करते हैं? आई प्रे, आई ऑफर। ठीक है,
हरि बोल।
और कोई प्रश्न?
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
हाँ माता जी, वो सेकंड माय क्वेश्चन इज लाइक गुरु। हेलो। हाँ माता जी, मेरा प्रश्न है
हाँ
अभी
बोलिए।
जैसे गुरु की मर्सी इज फ्लोइंग लाइक, गुरु का मर्सी जैसे प्रभुपाद ने फॉरेन में गए पाश्चात्य देश में, तो उनकी मर्सी सारे डिवोटीज पे तो सेम थी। लेकिन माता जी कई मैंने पढ़ा जब प्रभुपाद की लीला, उसमें से कुछ डिवोटी बहुत अच्छे लेवल पे जाने के बाद भी फॉल डाउन हो गए। ऐसा क्यों होता है माता जी?
सूर्य अपना किरण देता रहता है, हमने आंखें बंद किए तो हमारा प्रॉब्लम है। गुरु बोले कुछ पक्षपात न करके, उसको क्या बोलते हैं, निपेक्ष, बिना पक्षपात किए, निरपेक्ष, बिना पक्षपात किए दे रहे। लेने वाला नहीं लेना चाहता है,
नहीं नहीं माता जी, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि वो रिसीव किया, दे हैव रीच्ड टू अ सर्टेन लेवल, बहुत अच्छे लेवल,
लेकिन रिसीव किया लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं श्रद्धा टूट गया।
तो वो क्यों होता माता जी ऐसा? मतलब क्या बिकॉज ऑफ पास्ट कर्मा, प्रारब्ध, क्या उसका कारण है, मतलब ऐसा फॉल डाउन होने का?
श्रद्धा जहाँ कम हो गया गुरु के प्रति,
अच्छा,
वहाँ श्रद्धा, मुख्य श्रद्धा है सब चीज में। मुख्य क्या है? श्रद्धा।
ओके।
हाँ, जब भी ऐसा लगता है कि हम गुरु से भी श्रेष्ठ बन गए हैं, वहीं फॉल डाउन चालू हो जाता है। जैसे सिंपल, हम इस धरती में आए क्यों? क्योंकि हमने सोचा हम भी भगवान बन गए। प्रॉब्लम, हमें भी एंजॉय करना है।
ओके।
तो ये जो एनवियसनेस है या फिर अपराध करने की वृत्ति, ये कहाँ से आती है? अपराध करने की वृत्ति एनवियसनेस से। श्रद्धा जहाँ कम हो जाता है, वहां अपराध करने की प्रवृत्ति चालू होकर ऐसा अर्जित हो जाता है कि वही पतन होने का अभी प्रोसेस चालू हो जाता है।
ठीक है, मतलब वन हैज टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल, वेरी वेरी केयरफुल।
इसका एक श्लोक है, अरुणा माता जी को होमवर्क है, और जिसके पास 108 वर्सेस का बुक है प्रभुपाद का, सबके लिए होमवर्क है। फाइंड आउट द वर्स वेयर वेरी क्लियरली इट इज सेड, वैष्णव और प्रभु आप भी सब लोग, where it is said walking on the path of bhakti is like walking on the sword. केयरफुल नहीं रहेंगे, अपने आप को काट डालेंगे। जैसे आप शेविंग करते हो, रेजर को बराबर पकड़ेंगे नहीं तो कहाँ जाएगा? कट हो जाता है ना, उसी तरह से
पतन हो जाएगा।
फाइंड आउट करो।
ठीक है माता।
दिस इज अ होमवर्क, फाइंड आउट, देन ओनली आई विल स्टार्ट चैतन्य मंगल, चैतन्य भागवत।
ओके माता जी, हरे
कृष्ण। माता जी, could it be like this? Prabhuji asked a really very thought-provoking question. Just an extension to that, could it be that, since the Lord has given the free will, and as it is said, Lord has got no control on only that part of our life, that's all. Otherwise, he controls each and everything. So could it be the misuse of the free will?
He has controlled the free will also by giving the free will and giving the consequences. He is controlling that also. It's not that he is not controlling. He is controlling in his own ways. फ्री विल दे रहे हैं, उसका कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस को भी कंट्रोल ही कर रहे हैं ना।
अच्छा,
अभी आपको स्मोकिंग का फ्री विल तो दे दिया है गवर्नमेंट ने, लेकिन कंट्रोल तो किया है ना। कैसे? अब इंजरीज टू हेल्थ है, जाओ और फिर भुगतो।
बरोबर।
लॉर्ड इज अ कंट्रोलर, इस एस्पेक्ट में नहीं है। लॉर्ड इज ऑलवेज द कंट्रोलर।
अच्छा।
My father giving 100 rupees to the son, allowing the 100 rupees to be used in whatever way he wants, he has actually controlled the child. If he is misusing, next time तो थप्पड़ ही खाना है ना।
सही है माता जी। तो ये थप्पड़े जो है, इट्स लाइक अ पतन जो हो जाता है एक मैच्योर डिवोटी का, इट्स लाइक अ स्लैप।
ठीक है,
ओके माता जी,
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे